All right, we're getting really close to getting after it with the deer prep, so kind of getting my garden all buttoned up. It'll kind of take care of itself, but it takes a lot of work to get there. You can see kind of, I don't do a lot on the garden, but it's actually kind of resembling a lot of what I do with the food plots now. Planter rows, kind of get the black mat and a light till. Everything else, I'm trying to go with this mulch, and then my mulch walking rows will end up being my planter rows the next year, the following year. So picking some onions today, they're actually looking really good. A few of them are ready, but I'm gonna get these reds out. Got a few weeds, but nothing like it is when you go the other method. I actually do a little bit of cover crop in here in the off season, so you can kind of see some of that coming up in some of the rows. Got some vetch coming in here, but everything's looking really good. So it's really hot today, but trying to trim some of these up, and then tomatoes will be coming on here. Hopefully have some tomatoes here maybe by the 4th of July. I don't know, that's always kind of the goal, but got some crawlers over here. They'll kind of take over. Not sure anybody really cares about the garden stuff, but I kind of enjoy it. Just another way to kind of work on some of that growth stuff, and you kind of learn a little bit at the same time. So it's kind of nice to mess with your soil and try to keep stuff covered and just see the results. All right, it's a warm one here. Kind of the leading up to the holiday here for the 4th, and kind of when I get a lot of stuff done. One of these plots I was running thin on seed and just patched it in. I got about 12 to 15 mounds out here and just planted some basic pumpkins. So we'll see. I've got a few in pots at the house I'm gonna throw in the garden also, but it's kind of fun to grow down here and just want to kind of test it out and see what the deer think of them this fall. We're right here around the 4th of July, so it can shut off in a hurry. We got some good chances though the next couple weeks, or at least the next 8 days. So just a patchy spot. I got some good beans, and the ironic thing is the buckwheat is really getting hammered, which kind of a soil builder type, but it's crazy how much they're devouring it. So that's good to know too for the spring. You kind of want to go heavy on that possibly. It's go time. Here we are, the 29th of June, right here, creeping up on that 4th of July holiday. That's when I like to get the cameras out. Got a Moultrie Edge here, getting it set up with the battery backup, so it's gonna be awesome. I got a kind of a scrape, a little bit of a mineral site here I'm overlooking, but the scrape's got an old branch. I'm gonna be bringing in a new oak here. Closer to fall, but I'm gonna leave this older oak and see what we got. I'll put some buck fever on that licking branch, and that usually gets them enticed to come in here. And a lot of water in here right now, so that's good for them to come out and feed on the big destination feed. But this Moultrie Edge is gonna be a game changer. You'll see I've got some little limbs that grow out. This is the time you got to get out here and get the vegetation cleared. This is when it's going to be minimal impact. You just got to get it done. This is my kind of key time frame, right around the 4th of July. Get the mineral sites kind of cleared off so the cameras can take pics, and got a little bit cleared to get some sunlight on that solar panel, and we should be good to go. Well, it's that time of year where not only you, but family and friends, they question your sanity. I like to bring a bike in with a lightweight setup. Got all my gear on my back. Heading in, gonna go cut a couple oak limbs and get some scrapes and cameras set up. That's how we roll. So I'm blazing a path here with the Silky just from the trail camera to the scrape. This is kind of a rough cut. I'll come back later with a weed eater, get it really knocked down to the dirt. But you can tell, where this has been a kind of a perennial scrape, there's really no grass growing in it, but you got to get all the grass knocked down to that. But here's a key point in why I use zip ties. You can see multiple years of zip ties that I've put on there. I'm going to cut them out of there today, but I'm going to go get a fresh oak and add that on there, and I'll bring in another one here this fall when I come back. Once I go in to kind of move a stand, I've got a stand I'm going to put into this spot. Never really had it on this side of the scrape, but I've always hunted the transition, but they hammer this. This will be a good summer inventory. There's a lot of different summer bachelor groups that there's some open timber stuff that they like to bed in. One other thing I get a lot of questions about is my scrape rake. This one is not ideal. It's kind of one of those odd adjustable ones, but it's super lightweight. I can bring it on my bike. I like a big heavy steel one when you're breaking new ground, but these are perennial scrapes. One other question I get is on the other limbs, basically the opposite, the limbs outside of those end branches. I will go ahead and cut those off depending on, unless you want to make a multiple type scrape. If you got multiple branches, sometimes they'll reach out and they'll be big enough you could have 2 or 3 scrapes potentially. But when I want to isolate to one big spot, I'll typically cut off any back ones. And then you also got to remember about the weight. The weight of that limb is going to go up when your leaves all come off. So You got to figure your height there. We'll do that more once we get closer to fall. Well, just assessing the Milo here. It is July 3rd, and I'd say it's sitting pretty good. Not bad for kind of redneck broadcast seeding. Has looks like it's got a few heads coming on, but it's going to fill out nice. I think this would be a good compliment. Give them some good stuff for the birds and the deer, but highly underrated in my opinion. Well, I was just set up to go do some more or less mowing today, but was actually at a buddy's and he was cleaning out the bins and got some soybeans here. Got a little bit of rocks and stuff in it, but I don't care. This is going to be perfect to kind of top dress some of those plots that I've got that are thin, some of my spring plots there. Put that into a few areas and I'll save some back maybe for some plots for the fall plots, just that nice green tender growth. Not that it's going to put on a bean, but these ones here will. These late beans or beans after wheat type timing is perfect for that. So I get loaded up with the spreader and get some of those out on another plot not too far from here. Yeah, this will be interesting. Didn't really film much, but got some really good green cover stuff that opens up into a bigger food plot up here. But this is where it transitioned down in the slope where I planted some pumpkins. I actually just put a bunch of beans down here too, so that'll kind of be coming up to fill those gaps while those pumpkins fill in. So I'm still going to be able to come back in and put some cereal grains in. So guys, this is just something that it kind of flows. I had availability of some seed. Look at this right here. I mean, you just can't go wrong with the way that the green cover and that mix, just diverse mixes and just, you know, planting. They're providing something that's better for wildlife. So that's all I'm doing. Nothing crazy. No expensive equipment. You really can get by with the minimal. Obviously, you know, the more the better. But need to clean up some walnuts. Those don't help things grow. I got some on the edge of here too. So always something to do.